I'm with Stuart Gonulin from Hope for Sderot. Now, Stuart, what is Hope for Sderot?
Hope for Sderot is a humanitarian aid organization, and we're dedicated to helping the victims of terror here in Sderot.
And when we started, and why we started?
Why was it started? The best way I can explain that, it was a God thing. It was a calling that brought me here, because nobody would want to come to Sderot if they're in the right mind. So it's just something I felt I needed to do, and we did that. It's almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah. And what is life like living here in Sderot?
First of all, I love Sderot. I couldn't be happier here. The people are unique. They're real. The things that are important to them are family and friends. Material things aren't high on the list. The hardest thing, obviously, is the constant threat and the 8,000 Qassams we've received in the last 10, 12 years.
So these are rockets actually coming over from Gaza and landing into Sderot?
Oh, absolutely. There have been 13 people killed here in Sderot, numerous injuries, property damage in the millions of shekels. Sderot is known now as it has two titles. One, bomb shelter capital of the world, because they have built a bomb shelter on every house, so you have some place to go to hide. And two, we're known as the rocket capital of the world, rocket city, I guess, actually, because of all the Qassams.
How many rockets can you actually get in a day?
We have gotten as many as 60 in one day. And those were even days before we had bomb shelters. So you were constantly running somewhere to hide. It was, unbelievable.
Now, you could move to Jerusalem, so why do you live here so close to the rocket fire?
This is where God wants me. So that's why I'm here. But you have to remember, today, there's no place safe. The last war, or even just a couple of weeks ago, they sent a rocket to, was it Tel Aviv? During the last war, they sent them to Jerusalem. You either get up from the north or from the south. So it really doesn't make any difference where you live.
How does it feel for the children who live here?
Consider this. Every child that's 17 years or younger does not know what it's like to live without the threat of a rocket falling in your living room, in your bedroom, in your school playground. They say that we all suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, and I disagree with them. We all suffer from accumulative traumatic stress disorder, because there's nothing post about it. It's been an ongoing threat since 2001, when they started firing the first rockets, and it's never stopped. There may be lulls, and there may be times where it's quiet. But you hear a boom, you hear a bang, a slamming of a door, a dog barking, and you live on the edge of your seat because you never know when the next one's coming.
So how do you actually know that the rockets are coming in?
Well, we have an alarm, and then there's a very nice lady that says Seva Adom, which is color red. You then have 15 seconds to find shelter. Which is better than you come from Jerusalem. It's better than you. In Jerusalem, the bus goes boom. The terrorists just start stabbing people. You get no warning. At least I get 15 seconds warning.
And from that, do you actually have to go and run to the bomb shelter?
Most of the time you have enough time to get to a bomb shelter or to some safe place under some stairs, maybe some place that's facing the east, like the east of a building, because the rockets come from the west. But most of the time you have enough time to hide.
So here in your flat, do you actually hear the boom sometimes when a rocket's come?
You sure do. That, and you hear the Iron Dome when it launches to take them out. You hear them taking off. The first time that happened, I thought, what in the world is that? Because it sounded just like the rocket going through my living room, and that was the Iron Dome. It used to just be right out here until they built these apartments.
Tell us a little bit about the Iron Dome. What is the Iron Dome?
Well, the Iron Dome is a system that they built. In my mind, it's mind-boggling how it can detect when a rocket is launched from Gaza, and in a matter of less than seconds, because I have 15 seconds once it recognizes it's coming to hide, Iron Dome can tell you where it's coming from, where it's going to land, whether or not it's going to launch a rocket to explode it in the air. That's just incredible to me. All in a matter of maybe nanoseconds.
Wow. Yeah.
So that is,
amazing technology, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does everybody here know someone who's been affected by the rockets?
Absolutely. Everybody. My wife, her brother was injured. Her other brother has had Qassams outside of the house. One had 3 Qassams hit his house over the years. She was in a car that she had just gotten out of that exploded when it got hit by a Qassam. Yeah. But my best friend Kobe, he should have been dead, honestly. He should have been from the injuries he sustained. But yeah, everybody knows somebody, family member, friend, that's been injured.
Now, for Hope for Sderot, what sort of projects do you run?
Oh, the project, well, in the past we have fed people. We have a list of 450 families that we feed every month. That we try to help them, during Pesach with special, like, you need matzah, you need the things you're going to need, because a lot of people here don't have the money. I've heard many times, and for many years, I hate the holidays because of the expense. So when you can help them with, even if it's 100 shekels, it's better than nothing. Because to hate the holidays, the feast of Yah, that's just sad to me.
Now, is there no business here in Sderot, and that's why there's no work, so there's a lot of poverty?
Well, a lot of there is work. But when the Qassam started falling, the people that could leave town left. It's just unfortunately that with them, they took the jobs with them because they were the business people. There are a lot of low-paying jobs, 25 shekels an hour. Well, if you think about it, a shawarma costs you 25 shekels. A pizza costs you 20 shekels. A chicken, let's get away from fast food and fancy, just basic, a chicken is around 35 shekels. So it takes you almost an hour and a half of, hard labor, really, to earn a chicken. Deodorant, 25 shekels. So there are a lot of working poor people.
So Sderot has really suffered economically.
It has. Yeah. It has. I mean, the city would like to try to change its image, and when you go through the city, you see all the beautiful parks and the flowers, but it doesn't change the fact that for the last 17 years, Sderot's been hit with one Qassam after another. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, a week from now.
So you meet these people. Do you hear that they have suffered from rocket attacks? Do they tell you their stories?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. One of the people that we helped he was the first child that was killed in Sderot. Afik, 5 years old, just graduated from kindergarten. His mom was taking him to graduation with a bag full of candy. This was before we had the alarm. Qassam killed the child, and Ruthie lost her leg. At the funeral, her husband was there grieving, and on the news, they're celebrating in Gaza over what they did. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stories I could tell you about people that that we have met.
So, other than giving out food, what other projects do you do as well in the project?
Well, we give out clothing. During school, beginning of the school year, we help with school books and school supplies and backpacks. I'm a general contractor from America. And that's what I used to do. So a lot of people have things in the house that they can't afford to fix, whether it's the spackle around the walls are cracking or electrical problem or the light fixture went out, and then we go do that for them as well. Last 3 summers, we've picked a school and have gone in there and totally repainted it. They buy the material, but we supply all the labor and everything else. And so the kids come to school, looks totally different than what they left.
Wow. And people get hot meals as well from you?
They don't. Although we do get from one of the schools all the lunch meals that kids don't eat. So I guess you could say yes, because we give those out at night. There may be anywhere between 25 and 40 hot meals we give out, but they're not from us. They're given to us, and we just pass them on.
So this is one way that you're practically blessing the community, even through a difficult time, through a hard time, through rocket fire. You're still able to bless the community. Absolutely.
Like we said, I said to you earlier, this is not my ministry. This belongs to Yah. Why the name Hope for Sderot? Because there's only one hope for Sderot, and it's not the IDF, although God bless them, but to come back to God, to come back to Abba, to come back to the one who sustains us is the only hope we have. And when we make this a religious war, as our enemies have, things may change.
Now, if the siren sounds today, what would we do?
Well, you would run with me to my bomb shelter here, which is I use as my bedroom. So at night, I don't really worry about it anymore. Yeah. I find that since they built this, I don't think I've spent, honestly, in 4 years, maybe 20 hours watching TV out here in the salon because they have a TV there. Yeah. It just, because my back is to Gaza, sitting here. Yeah. And it's like, no, thank you. Yeah.
So all apartments, do they have bomb shelters? Do the bus stops have bomb shelters and things like that as well?
Every house has a bomb, well, just about every house where they could build one. And then every bus stop is a bomb shelter as well, yes. Every school has bomb shelters. Some of these schools you might have seen last time you were here, they've had to retrofit them with 3/4-inch plate steel over the top of the school to keep them safe. But the school I work at, do a lot of work for them, the whole school's a bomb shelter.
Do people get angry about this, and are the government doing something about it?
I think people get angry when Hamas starts firing rockets at us like they've done the last 2 rounds, and they yell, ceasefire, and Israel says, okay, because we start to feel like Hamas is calling the shots. Yeah. And you have to remember, too, ceasefire with Hamas is the word hudna, I believe. And to a Western mentality, a ceasefire means we're trying to stop the violence and come up with a solution to it. Where to them, ceasefire or hudna is we're getting our butts kicked, so let's stop now, let's regroup, let's rethink this, let's retool, and we'll come back another day, hopefully stronger.
It's not really peace.
Yeah, so it's not a ceasefire, it's we need to rethink this and regroup because we're getting clobbered.
How old is the city of Sderot?
Sderot was founded in, I believe, 1952, somewhere around there. And it was just a bunch of, at that time it was all the people that they didn't want in Jerusalem or anywhere else, so they just kind of dumped them out here in the middle of nowhere.
And is Sderot a growing city today?
There's about 20,000 people living here. We were experiencing a building boom like I've never seen before. There's probably a couple thousand units being built. You can look out my window, all these high-rises, they're all new.
So even though there are rockets coming down on Sderot, the city's booming.
Literally. No pun intended. Yeah, it is. But why? I don't know. I mean, what's the logic behind it? I have my theories, you know that. Yeah. But what they do is when they build all these apartments, those are all the empty fields that the Qassams used to land in. So now we'll see what happens when they start firing them like they used to, 30, 40 a day, because there are no empty fields now. Yeah.
Are you making a difference in the community?
Am I making a difference? I would like to think so. If I can get one person, 2 different ways to look at that. If I can help you, yes, with food, clothing, shelter, keep you in your house for another month because you fell behind on your mishkanta, that's one thing. If I can get you to say thank you to God, if I can get you to recognize that He is there and He's not the one causing all your problems, but He's a loving Father that wants you to, to come return to Him, then that's even better.
What's your prayer for the people of Sderot?
My prayer for the people of Sderot, I think my prayer would be, you should love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength, with all your soul. If you can do that, we're halfway home. But you have to love Him with all your heart. So I guess my prayer is that His children would come back to Him and honestly, truly love Him. He'll take care of the rest.
Now you have a website for people who'd like to know more about your work. What's your website address?
HopeForSderot.com. Very easy.
Okay, Stuart, thank you much.
Thank you.